All right, guys, we are live with another one. Okay, we are live with another one, and that was a terrific card. Last night was a terrific card. The card went almost exactly like I predicted. Okay, almost exactly like I predicted. Now, if we're talking about, the Gilbert Burns fight, I predicted that, guys. Morales, I just had a feeling that Morales was going to go in there and put it on him. But guys, before I even start talking about what specifically happened on this UFC fight night at UFC, at the UFC Fight Apex, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. All right, thank you for supporting independent MMA media. But guys, let's get right into it. Topic of discussion is this Saturday. Okay, this past Saturday, a UFC fight night just happened. It was headlined by Morales versus Burns. And guys, for my UFC fight predictions for this event, I went 9-2, guys. It was arguably one of my best predictions, for 2025. All right, I mean, I could look back, but I can't, as I recollect, this might be the best predictions for 2025. Might be this UFC fight night, guys. All right, and I went 9-2. But let's get straight into it. All right. Overall, though, for 2025, I am 101-75 for my UFC fight predictions for 2025, guys. I am 101. I repeat, I am 101-75 for my 2025 UFC fight predictions. Okay, but let's get right into it. I had a feeling, man. If you guys watch my UFC fight predictions, I had a feeling that Gilbert Burns, that he was gonna look his age. Okay, not a lot of people want to admit that. Not a lot of people want to give criticism. But guys, Gilbert Burns has done some great things in his career. Great things. He's challenged for the welterweight belt. Actually, he was seconds away from winning with the welterweight belt when he almost knocked out welterweight champion Usman. Guys, Gilbert Burns has done some great things. But how you doing? How you doing, guys? Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. How you doing? How you doing? But I already had a feeling. What's up? What's up? How you doing, guys? What's going on? Hopefully your weekend went well, guys. What's this about? This is about UFC. This past UFC event that happened just this Saturday. And my UFC fight predictions, I went 9-1 for my UFC fight predictions. I meant 9-1. I went 9-2. Sorry about that. I went 9-2 for my UFC fight predictions. And overall for 2025 for my UFC fight predictions, I'm 101 and 75, guys. All right, I'm way above 500. So yeah, that's really what this is about. But yeah, guys, what's going on? How you doing, Goat? How you doing? Hopefully you guys having a good one, man. Give me a like, guys. Give me a like. I appreciate you guys. But going back to the topic, man. When it comes to Gilbert Burns, I knew, I just had a feeling that he was gonna wake up one day and he was gonna look his age. And like I said, all respect for Gilbert Burns. He's done some great things in his career, guys. He really has. But you can't tell me that, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, that version of Gilbert Burns, if he was hit with that type of, a right hand, you can't tell me Gilbert Burns couldn't survive that. And you can't tell me Gilbert Burns wouldn't had stood right there in the void and started landing some crazy punches and crazy overhands to try to take out Morales. You can't tell me that. But unfortunately, you know, excuse me again. Gilbert Burns, he got hit with that right hand by Morales. It was a hard, stiff right hand. It really was. It ended up cutting Gilbert Burns, but Rock Gilbert Burns had Gilbert Burns backing up, ended up falling down and selling up. All Morales really had to do was, you know, attack him with some punches and finish him off, and the referee ended up calling it. Now, I want to give all my respects to Morales, I really do, but that wasn't that wasn't a healthy version of Gilbert Burns. This is not even close to the Gilbert Burns that I know. You know what I mean? But I had a feeling, like my UFC fight predictions videos, I had a feeling that just Gilbert Burns, with his age and how much mileage he has on his body, I just had a feeling that Gilbert Burns was going to wake up and he was going to look his age. And that's exactly what happened. And Morales took advantage of that opportunity. And because of that, man, I really think Gilbert Burns, he needs to reevaluate what he wants to do with his career. He's done some great things, like I said. All due respect to him, but I do want to see Gilbert Burns eventually walk away. Dana got removed as promoter from Bud versus Canelo. Now Baldy will pay more attention to UFC. Thank the Lord. Thank you. Dana White has been checked out of the UFC for a long time, and actually, I'm very happy that actually somebody noticed, what type of reckless person Dana White is, and most likely the reason why he got taken off of that, promotion is most likely because they were like, you know what, I don't think he's the right guy for this. You know what I mean? He has some successes with UFC, but at other ventures he's failed. So let's not put Dana White. Let's put somebody else in there. I agree with the guy who's in charge of this whole Canelo versus Crawford fight. And guys, Dana White needs to refocus himself, okay, and put a little bit of that energy into the UFC, because as it is right now, guys, the heavyweight division and the women's bantamweight division and even the flyweight division is in shambles. All right, what he needs to do is he needs to get back on his YouTube, okay, and do his little travel bullshit show that he had on YouTube with Matt Serra, and go look for fighters. Okay, go travel the world and go look for fighters. That's what your job is. That's what your job was, and that's what it should entail. All right, go ahead and go get the best fighters. Okay, Dana, refocus your mind, because right now, as of recent, you've been walking around with a slap cup for the past 2 years trying to promote a damn promotion, a company that's not going to get off the ground, guys. Okay. But yeah, back to this fight card. How you doing, how you doing, Durton? Hopefully you're having a good one, Durton. A great weekend. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. And don't forget to, guys, click that bell notification, guys, okay? Click that bell notification if you really can, okay? But yeah, going back to this UFC fight night at the UFC Apex. Let's see some other fights that I can talk about right now. Jared Gordon. This is another person that I ended up saying Jared Gordon was going to go in there and he was going to go win that fight. Jared Gordon versus Thiago Moises. I had a feeling that Jared Gordon was just going to look good. If you go back and watch Jared Gordon's fights, even when he loses, I said this in my past recent prediction video. I said Jared Gordon looks very, very good. Even when he loses, he looks good. It's phenomenal. And then Jared Gordon goes in there and knocks out Thiago Moises. Knocks him clean out. I don't care what nobody says. All right, that was definitely not an early stoppage. He knocked him out. The guy fell down, and Jared Gordon finished it off with a hell of punches on the guy's head. And Thiago Moises was out. Referee stepped in and stepped in at the right time, guys. Okay, so congratulations to Jared Gordon. He should definitely get a bonus from the UFC for KO of the night. That was a hell of a KO. Let me tell you something. What else? What else happened here? Paul Craig. Paul Craig ended up not performing. He ended up not, making this UFC fight night. Unfortunately, I already told you guys, Paul Craig is a dead body. Paul Craig was one fight away from getting cut by the UFC, and that's most likely why Paul Craig ended up cutting himself from this event and was like, you know what, let me save myself for an easier fight, because Ronaldo Bellato was going to knock Paul Craig clean out in the first round, and Paul Craig knew that, and he didn't make this event. That fight was canceled. And actually, I'm happy that fight was canceled because when I saw Paul Craig as the co-main event for this UFC Apex, I don't give a damn if it's a UFC Apex. Paul Craig is a co-main event at any event. It's disgraceful. It's tasteless. And it's blasphemy. Okay? Point blank period. Point blank period, guys. Excuse me. Excuse me again, guys. Jeez, it sort of got me. What else? But yeah, guys, for 2025, I am 101-75. I went 9-2 with my UFC fight predictions for this past event this Saturday. I'm balling right now, man. I am balling. I am making some distance from my wins and losses. I'll tell you that much, and that I am happy about, guys. What else? I mean, that's pretty much it. From the top of my mind of what I can, come up with this UFC fight card right now. But I could tell you what, guys, this UFC fight card definitely surprised me. All right, like I said before, I honestly thought this fight night was going to be trash. On paper, as I'm looking at it right now, I thought it was going to be trash. I thought every fight was going to go to a long unanimous decision, including the main event most likely. But it ended up not sucking so bad. The card was very good. They had some exciting moments in this card. The fans in the Apex were definitely rowdy. And me, myself, I definitely was entertained. I definitely was, man. So I'm happy that this card wasn't so much trash, right? But now we got about 2 weeks off. We got about 2 weeks off. I think we got another card in, May 31st or something like that. And that card isn't that great either. It's another UFC fight night. Not that great. But after that, June 7th, we got another UFC card there, headlined by Sean O'Malley versus Merab, UFC 316, guys. So that should be very, very exciting. I'm excited for that one. There's going to be some terrific fights on that card. I mean, man, I really hope Merab is able to go in there, implement his game plan, and take down Sean O'Malley repeatedly and hopefully get a submission or a finish on the ground, to be honest with you. Because I just don't think a year, even 2 years, hell, even 3 years. I don't think 3 years of, of consistent wrestling is going to give you enough time to catch up with what Merab has going on when it comes to his technique. So with Sean O'Malley, his luck is only, is only to land that left hand. And to me, that's easier said than done, guys. Honestly, easier said than done. But yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on for the next I want to say month or so. Is another UFC fight night that's not very good on paper, headlined by 2 females. All due respect with those 2 females, but it's just not that exciting, guys. It just really isn't. You know what I mean? It just really. I'm just saying the truth, guys. All right. That's the obvious. But as the year rolls off, we do have a good, lineup for 2025. Everybody is, wants to talk about, John Jones is going to come back, when he's going to, when is he going to step into the octagon? When is he going to defend that heavyweight title? But that question hasn't been answered. The UFC has been avoiding that question, and I don't think John Jones is going to be fighting Tom Aspinall anytime soon, guys. But still, for 2025, the lineup is still good. We still have Ilia Topuria versus Oliveira for UFC 317, and we got 318 Holloway versus Dustin, and we got 319 DDP versus Chimaev. So there's a lot of great fights, coming up in the horizon. So I'm excited for 2025, the lineup that the UFC has given us. But still, you know what I mean? But still, I'm still hoping and praying that these UFC fight nights at the Apex still deliver, because most of them are trash. And like I said, on paper, I thought this past UFC event this Saturday was going to be trash, but honestly, it delivered. So thank you to the UFC. Cheers to the UFC for that one. But yeah, guys, what you guys got going on for 2025? What you guys got going on for this weekend, man? This weekend has come to a close, basically. You know what I mean? Monday is about to start. Hopefully, you get up and you start kicking ass for this weekend, guys. All right, but once again, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys, okay? All right, you might as well do it, all right? And thank you for supporting independent MMA media. I really appreciate you guys, man. And don't forget to click that bell notification, okay? I'll let you know every time I go live. But yeah, man, from the top of my head, that's really pretty much all I can remember for, this card. I really thought Julian Erosa was going to end up delivering, but the same thing that I said about Gilbert Burns, you could say the same thing about Julian Erosa, really, just because I thought Julian Erosa was going to go in there against Costa and deliver us a hell of a performance, but Julian just, I don't know, he just looked, I don't know, I don't want to say he looked slow, but he just didn't look exciting. He didn't look like he wanted to finish the fight. Don't get me wrong. There was moments in there that Julian and Costa, especially in that third round, where Julian was attacking Costa and he was backing him up against the fence, and he was landing multiple punches, and the fight was getting exciting, but it just didn't. It seemed like there was no oomph behind Julian's punches. It seemed as if Julian's punches was not coming at 100%. It's almost as if they were coming like at 20 to 35%. Because the reaction that Costa was having on his face, it wasn't, one of like, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. So I just wonder what was going on with that one. But I did lose that one. That was one of my two losses that I had of the night. But I thought Julian Erosa was, in that third round, he was trying to come back, but it's just, too late, a little too late, just a little too late. But yeah, that's about it, guys. That's pretty much all I can say about this UFC fight night that just happened. I honestly wish the UFC would get away from UFC Apexes, man. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's just not that exciting. Sometimes when you hear the crowd, it gets you excited as well. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the UFC Apex was made for COVID. It was made for COVID. It was made during a time where things need to be reevaluated. And still to this day, I mean, when did COVID happen? Like in 2020, 2021? We're damn near fucking 3-4 years after, and we're still at the UFC Apex. Still at the UFC Apex, guys. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I really hope with Dana White, refocusing his mind to hopefully the UFC only. Hopefully he can, hopefully he could get shit revamped. Because when it comes to the heavyweight division, that shit is in shambles. The heavyweight, I'm tired of Dana White selling us wolf tickets, man. I'm not even saying us, because Dana White is definitely not selling me any tickets, especially any wolf tickets. Because, guys, Dana White, cold-heartedly, he knows that Jon Jones is not fighting in the UFC ever again. The last time you saw Jon Jones fight, and I'll keep repeating this on this, I'll die on this hill. Jon Jones will not be fighting in the UFC ever again. The last time you saw Jon Jones get into that UFC octagon was against Stipe Miocic, and that's it. Okay? Jon Jones is out there enjoying his life. Tom Aspinall is over here waiting on Jon Jones, waiting on him on pins and needles, waiting on him quietly. He's doing an even worse job than Michael Chandler did, because at least Michael Chandler was on every interview saying that he was going to fight Conor McGregor, but Tom Aspinall is not even on any interview. He's just walking around here with ducks in his pocket. Do something drastic. Tweet something drastic. I don't know. Dude is this unbelievable. And he wonders why John Jones doesn't want to fight him. Tom Aspinall has been quiet, silent. It doesn't matter what he does or say. Nobody is excited to see Tom Aspinall. Nobody. Who the fuck is jumping out of their seat to see Tom Aspinall fight these days? Nobody. But yeah, guys. Once again, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, man. All right, like and subscribe. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, all right? I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. All right, I really, really do. What else we can say here? What else we can say? There was rumors about Conor McGregor, coming back to the UFC, him gracing the octagon again. That's not going to happen, guys. I already said this. The only way Conor McGregor should be allowed to come back to the UFC is if Conor McGregor signs on the contract, on the dotted line, that he's going to fight Jose Aldo. That's the only way the UFC and Conor McGregor can succeed on selling multiple tickets and selling a hell of a lot of pay-per-views, guys, is if Conor McGregor fights Jose Aldo. That's the rematch of ages. That's the only rematch, only fighter that Conor McGregor can walk back to, okay? And everybody jump out of their seats. You know how excited the fans will be to see that rematch, Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor? You know how much the UFC can promote that fight? You know how many clips, how much videos there is out there of Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo? So many videos the UFC can use to promote that Jose Aldo Conor McGregor fight. But I don't know if the UFC is able to do that. But I know for a fact that the UFC was able to put that on the table for Jose Aldo would not say no. There's no damn way Jose says no. I can't imagine Jose says no. This is that one fight that Jose Aldo would love to jump right back into. But I honestly think the UFC wouldn't want to do that. And I honestly think Conor McGregor wouldn't want to do that. And they're not going to give Jose Aldo another opportunity to revenge, to rewrite, to make right history. It's just funny to me, man. There's a ton of things the UFC should have and could have done, but they just refuse to do it, and I have no idea why. Like, who's in charge of making these decisions? When it comes to the Ultimate Fighter, having DC and Chael Sonnen as the Ultimate Fighters, that's trash. Whoever made that up, you should have fired him on the spot. Okay? Honestly. I'm just being honest. Whoever had Anthony Smith as a co-main event for any event in any organization, you should be fired. Anthony Smith does not deserve that spot as a co-main event. He has multiple losses. I don't give a damn if it's on short notice. The guy loses and shells up at every fight. Honestly, guys. The UFC has dropped the ball on multiple occasions. They really have, man. They really have. I would love to have a conversation with them and find out who is in charge of making all these decisions, because there's so many decisions that I'm just confused. I'm sitting here confused, guys. Literally. I don't understand the shit that they be doing. Thank the guy above that, they have a great lineup for 2025. UFC 316 through 319 is a hell of a lineup, but you got to also hope that all these fights stay intact. Because as we know, the UFC is always they're always running around in the background with their heads cut off, okay, trying to figure out who's going to be headline, who's going to co-main event, the UFC card. Because, some freaking injury, happens. Hopefully all these fighters stay healthy. That's my point. Because if they don't, 2025 is in shambles, guys. You know? But yeah, guys, we have reached almost you guys know what happens at the 30-minute mark. After the 30-minute mark, we can start talking about whatever it is you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be mixed martial arts related. Just write on the chats, rapid fire. You already know what it is. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. All right, it takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Okay. But yeah, man, it's a trip, man. It's really a trip. Excuse me, to see what the UFC is doing. I'm looking at a lot of their events, that they've done in 2025, and I'm looking at it like, what is going on? Like, honestly, what is going on? All these people in the background get paid a lot of money, so it's not like you're not getting paid to do your job. You're getting paid a hell of a lot of money to do your job. Now, do it correctly. What's wrong with you? It's crazy to me, man. Out of control, man. Honestly, out of control, guys. Okay? That's what I think of that. But yeah, guys, going back to the topic, I want to, just come back, wrap it around with the main topic. And the main topic of discussion, guys, was I went 9-2 with this past UFC event that just happened on Saturday. Headlined by Gilbert Burns versus Morales. I went 9-2 for my UFC fight predictions, which makes my 2025 UFC fight predictions. I'm 101 and 75, guys. I repeat, 101 and 75 for my UFC fight prediction for 2025. I'm happy. Okay, I'm way over 500, so I want to continue getting these dubs. And yeah, guys, hopefully I'm putting some money in your pockets this year if you do go with my UFC fight predictions. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, what is going on out there? What is going on out there, guys? Anything exciting? Anything exciting, guys? Let me know. Let me know, guys. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to call it a night. I wanted to get on here real fast and definitely, start talking about, UFC in this past event that just happened on Saturday. Wanted to come on here and specifically talk about my UFC record for UFC, predictions for 2025. But yeah, guys, it's an exciting time, man. It's an exciting time. It really is. I'm excited. I'm excited for the rest of this lineup. We got 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks of no UFC. I'll definitely be getting on here, more often. And hopefully there's more news. Hopefully there's more news, coming along the line that I can actually share and get on these lives more often. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, thank you for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you. I really, really do. All right. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. I'm out of here. Until next time, y'all. Peace. You know what it is, guys.